for bull testing, for anyone who doesn't know anything about it, hasn't experienced it before, so there are several things that we're doing with them. So you need to make sure that they can see. So you gotta look at their eyes, because obviously they have to go find cows. They have to be able to walk to be able to get to all the cows, be able to jump up on them to breed them. So beyond doing all the repro stuff, you're kind of giving them a once over that way too. So looking at their eyes, making sure there's no cloudiness, making sure it looks like they can see as they're coming through the chute, that they're not acting weird on one side versus the other, making sure that they're healthy looking overall, that they're not sick that day, any concerns, looking at their feet, making sure that they don't have any swelling, that they're not lame, that their claws look good. You know, some cows can get weird little claws that are kind of getting like a little flipper foot on them. And those are things that you probably don't want to breed anyway, because there can be a little genetic component to that. So then beyond that, you get to the repro stuff. So how you do the exam is for, if you're doing the full deal, are you guys going to be breeding at all, or it's just like for funsies we're doing this? Okay, so we'll do like the full thing. So I'll put a sleeve on again and do a rectal exam. So we're feeling the prostate on them, making sure that they don't have a big swollen prostate, make sure that everything else in the pelvis feels good with their reproductive organs that come up through the body wall into there. And then after that, they get the probe put in their butt. So this has to go in his butt. He has a little electrodes on the bottom. So that's going to give him a little bit of stimulation. It is a little bit of electrical stimulation, but obviously it's not in a way that's hurting them or doing anything bad, or they would never get excited enough to give us a sample. So they might be dramatic about it. They might bellow a lot when you're doing it. They're not in pain. They're not suffering. They're giving us a semen sample. They're fine. So then as they get stimulated with the probe, their penis is going to come all the way out like it would when they're breeding. So you're looking at that too, making sure that looks normal. There's no warts. Sometimes they can get like a little ligament attachment. So it's called a persistent frenulum, where they're not being able to extend all the way. So those are things that you need to be able to see that can affect them breeding, making sure that they can extend out all the way. And then obviously that they can, one, give us a semen sample, and then that all of that looks good, which is where you come to this part. So we'll get the semen sample, and then we'll look at it on the microscope. So everyone will get a chance to look at it when we get a sample. But the first things you're looking at is the motility. So number one, are the sperm swimming? And it has to be a good percentage of them swimming. And then how many of them are swimming in a straight line versus just like spinning in a circle, not really going anywhere, because they have to be able to swim to where they need to go. The second thing we look at is the morphology. So looking at individual sperm cells, making sure that they have a head, a tail, everything looks normal that way. There's not, like a big divot out of the head, or the tail doesn't have these little droplets on it. All those little type of defects can affect the fertility and how well that they can get the cows pregnant as well. Oh, the other thing I forgot to say that we're going to do is measure the scrotal circumference. So that is directly tied to the heifer offspring's fertility. So they have to reach a certain minimum scrotal circumference size based on breed. I believe for the Angus breeds, it's 32 centimeters by the time that they are a year old. So this guy should be at least 32. If they're not, that's an automatic fail, because it can affect the female offspring's fertility that way. They found direct correlation with that. So they don't really, I don't think, look at the males that much, but for sure it affects the female offspring's fertility. Okay, so he feels good that way. We'll do the scrotal circumference quick. So you have your little tape measure thing. It's going to go with both testicles in it. So they'll both go in here. You pull this down until it's snug against it. You don't want to like crank it down, but just so it's snug around it, and that gets you your most accurate measurement. So just come behind, get it around both testicles, nice and snug. He's at 33, so he passes that part. So he's doing good so far. So then we have our little collection cones here that I'll get ready quick. So this is what we're going to use to collect the semen sample. So just nice steady pressure in. You can go like shimmy back and forth a little bit that way if it feels like it's having a little resistance. Good job. Just keep going until it's all the way in there.
I think I'll be doing with water. Shuffle grab. Chip it away. That's pretty.
All the way? All the way. Yep. Perfect. So then you'll see, so this is going to start to build intensity on the electric stimulation. So some will go at lower ones, some need a little bit more. So you can see our penis is starting to come out. He's extending well. Everything looks normal that way. So far, so good. So once he starts giving us more of a sample, then we'll collect. So you can see this is kind of clearish liquid that's coming out. So that's the pre-ejaculate. That's not going to have any sperm cells in it. So wait till he's doing a little bit more here. Everything looking good on him so far for passing. Not giving us much so far. We'll see how things are looking a little bit here. So you can see so far we're still getting kind of clearish liquid in here. So this semen sample should be, more opaque, whitish. We're kind of getting to the end of our stimulation here. Okay. So it's starting over, so we'll see what any of this shows. We'll keep that where it is for now.
I think total fail out of, we probably tested.
Might be a little something in here.
65, 70.
So you guys can all look at this. He has really poor motility, so he does have sperm cells in there. It's decently concentrated, but you'll see that very few of them are moving. So the lowest cutoff is that half of them have to be moving. I generally go for 70% of them have to be moving, but you'll see it's not even close on this. Yeah.
For this one, do you go as far as you would a cow?
Nope, so my hand is in there. I'm at my wrist with it because everything is just really close in the pelvis there. Everything feels good on him that way. We'll do his little scrotal measurement quick. So he's at 36. A little more lube. All right. Handles up, electrodes down. Flip it over. Yep. And then just steady pressure in. Good job. All the way in. All the way into the handles. The drama. Perfect. All right, we'll see how this guy does. Is it his third time too? Yeah. He's working on it. You can see he's not fully extended out yet. It does look like he might be giving kind of a sample. So I'm going to hold this up here to get a sample in case this is the best he does.
If that is the furthest he gets erect, is that a concern that it's...
That's also a fail because he will not get a cow bred if he can't get his penis all the way in there. So we'll let him. We have a decent sample. This looks like it'll be a better sample to at least look at. But yeah, if he doesn't extend more than this, that is not passing. And if this was the first time he was getting passed or if he was getting tested for the first time because he's young, he's never gone through it before, hasn't bred anything before, I will tell people that they can retest them in 60 days and see if they do better. If it was an older bull who was doing this, who has bred before, automatic fail in my opinion, but I'll give the younger guys a little bit of a pass if it's their first time. Doesn't really matter for him because he's likely not passing anyway, but so we use this stain for the morphology that will freeze the live sperm so that we can look at them. Oh yeah, way better. All right, everyone can look at that. Way more concentrated, way more swimmers. So as you look at it, you can kind of, tell, you can't be exact with it, but you can see there's obviously more than half of them swimming, likely more than 70% of them swimming. It's the majority of them for sure.